today, we are in the era of AI. And as AI continues to transform industries and enhance operational efficiencies, I know everyone in this room are all aware that AI also introduces new challenges and uncertainties. No? So what I will be covering today is probably something that we can recognize how these risks can or play the role of us in cybersecurity, and how are we going to address those challenges proactively so that we can still stay updated and head up with the game. No, so as we innovate, everyone or even all of the organizations, people innovate is changing rapidly, and through the time, there are challenges that's being encountered. No, we are now in the time where innovation is not just accelerating, but it's also transforming how we work, where we work, and how we collaborate, and also how we use the data. All right. It's like people and data are no longer confined to offices, to on premise systems, or the traditional workflows that we previously had. Right. So it's like people and data are moving everywhere. No. And one of the biggest concern nowadays, or I think, yeah, the big concern I can say is the lack of visibility to data. All right. There are instances that the data could potentially or possibly be collected, but not to the point, or not really in a phase where it's being classified, or even not monitored, or not governed, right? So that means those data that could potentially store in the cloud storage, or to the devices, or even to the abandoned server where there were potentially sensitive information stored in there, we don't have that visibility. So that means out of control and out of our sight. No? So those are the potential challenges being encountered nowadays. And with that, the security teams are actually juggling or struggling with dozens of platforms that they have in place. So that means each platforms has their own policies, has their own dashboards, wherein nahihirapan, no, yung mga security team or the IT leaders to really enforce anything consistently. All right? And then comes the generative AI, no? We are now in the era of AI where, if you are all aware, generative AI, these are the tools that they learn it from or by taking information, right? But what we don't realize, or what we don't even notice, is that generative AI tools, they don't actually have, or they don't always know ano ba yung off limits ni AI, no? Kasi when you do AI, it will depend, or it will learn based on what we feed them, no? And they don't know what's off limits. So say for example, there are documents, no, that could end us, or could end up posting to the wrong destination, or the user or the people could potentially post a sensitive information to this AI tool or to this AI app, or this information isn't clearly marked as a sensitive or a confidential information, no? So without the people realizing it, and then the AI can accidentally use it, right? And that's where the confidential and sensitive information could slip through without anyone noticing it. No? So those are the challenges that we are actually seeing, right? And then, so as we innovate, as we do the digital transformation, there were complexities kasi we need to adapt, no? We need to become updated on the technologies that we are using. Like, we need to add new systems, we need to add new tools, we need to add new applications. And then, pag dami ng applications, of course, mas nagiging complicated on how are we going to handle things, no? And in tied to that, the rules and regulations keeps on increasing as well, right? Whether it's a data privacy, it's an industry standard or a government requirements, that means more paperworks, more audits, and mas malaki yung responsibility natin, no? And operational nightmares, of course, everybody can relate to this, no? The more or the more we innovate, the more we do the transformation, the security team or even the IT team are being stretched, no? We are we are tasked to do more using the same budget, limited people or even fewer people pa nga eh, no? Fewer people plus the responsibility is mas mataas yung pressure. All right? So those are the potential challenges that that commonly being encountered nowadays in terms of the innovation and the digital transformation. So what I want to say is that data is your business. Your data is your business. Why? Because of with the data, it holds your customer information. It holds your financial information. Even the strategies that you are doing to grow your business or to keep up with the market, you need your data, right? It's like even in your day-to-day operations, you need your data. So, if the data is stolen or leaked or held by a ransom, then this is not just the IT problem anymore. It's actually the business crisis, right? Because data and the people, these are actually the valuable assets, no? Now, if your data isn't protected, then your business isn't protected as well, right? So how are we going to impose or how are we going to strengthen our data security posture within our organization? You might want to revisit on understanding what do you have or what data do you have in place. Or if I ask you, or you can ask yourself or your team members, like, how well do we know our data? Do we have an understanding on what are the data that we have in an organization and who has access to those data? Are those the right people that needs to have access to those data? Right? And where is your data? Saan ba naka-reside ang data natin? Do we have sensitive data or confidential information residing in my cloud application? Or could be may mga abandoned servers ba wherein there's a potential sensitive information stored in there? How would we know? And who has access? Right? And duplication, the copying of data from one place to another place. It's like may mga behavior kasi ang user wherein they will try to download this file and upload it to a different destination, such as from your file server going to your cloud application, OneDrive, SharePoint, or Google Drive, no? How would we know if there's like a duplicated data that's being accessed by anyone, right? And retention. So do we have like a process in our environment or in our organization that says, if it's like a 5-year or 10-year data, what do we do? Do we need to have a process that it will securely archive those data? Because my potential na those data that's been sitting in your organization for like 10 years, the attackers could also use that, no? So oversharing, how would we know if the users is publicly or externally sharing your data? Because right now, everybody's embracing the cloud. It's very easy for us to do right click, share to anyone, no, or anyone with the link. How do we remediate such activities like that? No? How do we know? Right? And anomalies, if may mga unusual patterns, could be, what if the user has been compromised without us knowing? How do we know the patterns? Remember, we cannot protect what we cannot see, diba? But the attackers can, right? The attackers, they know how to exploit the blind spots. And the dark data is actually their gold mine. No? So it's very important for us to have an understanding on how well do we really know, so that we are able to understand how are we going to protect yung mga data natin in place. All right? So it's like you need to have a framework, you need to have a policy, and you need to have the right people to be able to become successful within your data security journey. So it's like you have, di ba, in every organizations, we are doing this vulnerability assessment to really understand if there's a possible vulnerabilities that I have in my network, right? But are you doing the data risk assessment to really understand what are the risks associated with your data? No? So probably you want to revisit and check where are we in terms of strengthening our data security posture, no? And this is how we actually do this. So the first step is for you to have an insight on what are the data that you have in place. Like again, you cannot protect what you cannot see. Now, once you have an understanding with your data, you will now then be able to classify and able to do the prioritization. Because in reality, talking about data, it's actually huge, no? This is not the data ng IT lang, but rather the data ng business. So it's actually a huge data. It takes a lot of effort for us to become successful doon sa data security journey natin. No? So we need to do prioritization. We need to understand what are those data that we need to protect first. No? Kasi dyan papasok yung a lot of false positive. The security team are being bombarded by a lot of alerts and warnings. It's like different dashboards, no? So they are like, or we are like watching simultaneous or different channels all at once without even really realizing or trying to figure out ano ba ito talagang nagmamatter, no? So this cycle is something, a simplified version, so that you can start off with your data security journey, no? So you need to have an assessment about what are the potentially risks associated within your data, and you have to understand or you have to follow the data kasi, so that you would know how do you want to protect, especially if those are the highly confidential data that I have in my organization. Maybe we want to prioritize those and then continue or tune as we go along with our journey. All right? Now, in terms of giving you an insights and classification, you have to do the contextualization. So I believe more of the, siguro sa GRC team, no, they are the ones doing this. You have to identify the employee ID, the account ID, and then you have to categorize it. If it's belong to PII ba yan? Is it a PCI DSS, no? Or is it a GDPR? And then you have to classify whether it's a sensitive information, it's a private data, or a public or informational data. And then you have to do the labeling where if it's like belong to legal team or HR team, no? So in reality, these are the things that you need to do, no? So I think for those who are heavily involved with the data, this is not an easy task, no? Kasi you need to involve the business. No, you have to involve different business units and let them understand why we are doing this and what's the importance of doing this within our organization. All right? Now, you can do it by leveraging the AI, giving you an understanding on why we are doing this, how do we classify the data. You can leverage the AI and the machine learning for you to have an automation. So it will somehow fast track the way we do the contextualizing of data. All right? And then, so yeah, this one is like you have your data security posture and data risk assessment in place. And then you need to have a continuous monitoring. Because when you do data protection, this is not just an install and forget solution, no? It's a continuous journey because the data keeps changing. So you have to follow the behavior of the data and the user, how the users are behaving towards the data, and how do you want to prevent it. All right. So those are the things that you might want to consider looking at if you are in the phase of strengthening your data security posture. So this one is just want to reiterate that when you do data security or data protection, the first step is for you to run a discovery, whether the file is on premise within your file servers or within your cloud repository. At least you have like a glance for all of the potential file repositories that you have in place. And then you have to do the classification so that you would know what data you want to prioritize first before you can actually reach and become successful in terms of enforcing and protecting those data that you have. All right. And then once you're mature with that kind of behavior and activity that you have, then you need to continuously understand, you need to do continuously assess the potential risk, no? And then it will somehow be able to, the user will understand why we are doing this, right? And so this one is like, we are now in the era of AI, like what I've mentioned earlier. We need to become much more vigilant in terms of protecting the data as well as the users. So it will somehow tie up on, we need to educate our users in terms of what they are posting, not just with the AI, but of course to every channels that they are using. So yung mga potential exit points ng data, no? We need to continuously educate. So the cybersecurity awareness is really important in terms of handling the data. Kasi may mga behavior yung users that security is not really on top of their priority as long as they are doing their job. But what they don't notice and then what they don't realize is that what they are doing could impose a potential risk or a breach. All right? And so this one is like giving you an idea on where do you want to start, how do you want to start, no? And what are the business, how do we reduce yung potential business risk in our organization? All right. So yeah, this one is, we can discuss it offline, but we are offering a data risk assessment. If you're interested in getting the risk associated within your data, then you can reach out to us and then we can have a deep dive discussion on how we can help you to kick off or start off or giving you a deep level visibility of the data that you have in place. And yeah, thank you.